You hear it all the time. Celina, Texas is going to be the next big thing. It's the next Frisco, Texas. Well, in today's video, we are going to tell you exactly why it is not the next Frisco, Texas.
Yeah, and if you don't know us, we're Andy and Patrice with Texas Model Home, and we are on day 3 of our 90-day challenge. We are doing a video every single day for 90 days. We're doing home tours and then these inside where we're just giving you information that you may want to have. So let's get started on Celina. Why is it not the next Frisco?
Back in our old channel, I mean, we've been doing YouTube now for what, 6-7 years now, it seems.
Yeah.
And I kind of coined that that Celina was the next Frisco, or at least I started saying that a while back. So there's plenty of video and evidence of me saying that it is. But the reason why I think I did that, well, I know the reason why I did that is just to kind of show this size. Everybody understands how big Frisco is. And then it was followed by Prosper, Texas, which is kind of like a smaller suburb. And then this unknown kind of Celina, what is this thing? Past
Celina.
Prosper. No, I get it. But
Just letting people know.
yeah, but what is it, right? And I was like, well, I mean, it's the next Frisco because geographically, it's actually bigger than Frisco. And so it's going to be, a big suburb. But where I think it differentiates from Frisco is Frisco has a lot more commercial development in it. They're more of a headquarter. They want the headquarters. They want that IT. They want those jobs. They there's several different reasons, but I think at the core that is it. Whereas when Celina, it will have some of that for sure, but I see it more as a suburb of that Frisco Plano, right? As everything moves north, Frisco's kind of the new downtown, and I believe that Celina will be kind of that next big suburb of that Plano Frisco area. And it's going to be more centered around the big master plan communities.
Yeah. It's more like a version of McKinney in a way, where you've got the little downtown. You don't have all the big, chain stores necessarily. You do a little bit of McKinney in spots, but it's more of like you said, like it's more of a suburb type of thing. You don't have high rises or anything like that. But Celina's it's gonna be a while till it's what it's supposed to be. I mean, we were just looking at all the plans for the downtown, what it's going to look like. They are going to have an entertainment district, all kinds of cool little restaurants and like little shops, but not like your big box stores necessarily and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like if you're familiar with the square now in Celina, it looks like it's going to be 5-6 times that size. So that's pretty exciting. There's a lot to love about Celina and the direction it's going. When I say that it's not the next Frisco, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all. But Frisco, they did so much along with the commercial. They've got the $5 billion mile. Where they're the headquarters of the Cowboys. They have the PGA headquarters. You've got now it sounds like this is like a pro Frisco versus anti-Celina, and it's not.
If you're into sports, Frisco's the place.
Exactly. Well, that's where I was getting at. You've got FC Dallas. You got the National Soccer Hall of Fame. I mean, you've got the Stonebriar Mall. There's just a ton of stuff in Frisco that I don't think are on the bingo cards for Celina. So so for that reason, I just think it's just different things. I think the only similarity is that they've got good school districts and lots of land.
Yes. Yeah. And if you're the thing about Celina too is you're not far from Prosper, and they have that whole Gates of Prosper area now where you've got all of shops that you need. So it's just a few miles down the road. So I think that they probably just said, all right, Prosper, you guys go ahead and handle that. And then we're going to do our own thing, and then you can just cruise on in there if you need to.
Yeah, and I think Celina will get there for like their mall kind of area and their big shopping centers, but they don't have that now. They're really leaning into that small town feel and vibe, even though it's a big and spread out and you've got lots of farmland and stuff like that. I really love it for that perspective, right? It does feel like when we moved to Frisco 20 years ago. Prosper was that way. There was a lot of pride. You don't see it as much anymore. And what I'm referring to when I talk about Prosper is like those peas, right? You used to see them on you could tell every mom's car, and you had the kids, the sporting things, and then the big green pea, everywhere. It was just everywhere. And I guess they probably had to invade Frisco a lot because there wasn't a lot going on in Prosper at the time.
No.
But you don't see that anymore really in Prosper. I think Prosper has kind of become the fingers up. It's kind of taking that
You mean pinkies up?
South Lake. Yeah, pinkies up. What did I say?
Fingers up.
Oh, fingers up.
Not middle fingers or anything.
Here's the bird. They are the Eagles, right? But no, I think they're becoming more of kind of the northern version of South Lake, and I think Celina is leaning into that more small town feel and vibe, and that's where a lot of similarities are actually, because I think Frisco started off that way. It felt that way.
Yeah, because you had more of a mix with Frisco, and which is what they're doing with Celina too. You have the mix of quite a few price points for homes out there. Prosper stayed pretty much at like a specific price point. Like you couldn't really find real cheap, like I guess you could in the beginning, maybe like a long time ago, but I feel like Celina's trying to reach everybody out there.
Yeah, they definitely have welcomed their arms out a little wider than Prosper. Prosper was kind of, hey, we're bigger lots, we're bigger houses, we're bigger price tags.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Where Celina is out there. Now, the one thing I don't like about Celina and why it's not the next Frisco too, the other reason is PIDs and MUDs. Right, Frisco just didn't have that, right?
Yeah.
And so the infrastructure tax, so to speak, is, I mean, you're going to pay for it one way or another. You're either going to pay for higher premiums on the housing than you are, or you pay it over time. It's kind of like a layaway with your infrastructure tax. And to me, it's just, I'm not a fan of it. I hate it, to be honest with you, just because it has that word tax, I guess, to it. I would much rather it just be tied into everything, into my mortgage. If it's a $40,000 PID, then just raise the price by 40,000. It's just a lot easier to handle. I don't want to deal with that, right? So that's a big difference as well.
Yeah, no, that I agree with that. And we have a lot of clients that just can't seem to swallow that PID at all. So
no one wants an extra tax. It's just like, just give me, it almost feels like it's a bait and switch a little bit, right? Where it's just like, well, just give me, here's our pricing from $399, and then but here's a $50,000 PID on top.
But right now, since it is, I mean, like, to get out there can be kind of a mess since they're building the tollway. That is like the big trucks and the cutting off a lane and then switching to a different lane, like that whole area
That's very Frisco.
Yeah, I know.
I said that's very Frisco.
It is very Frisco, but we're used to it because we've done it for so long. But it can be brutal. So if you're if you work from home, then it's like kind of like it doesn't really matter because you're not driving in it all the time. And so Celina would be a good spot. Now, right now, they're making some incredible deals in Celina too. So you can get some pretty nice houses out there for a good deal. But you're going to have the growing pains that we had when we moved here too. Because in 20 years ago, Frisco, we didn't have the tollway or anything,
Yeah.
and now they're building a universal. I mean, we've got a whole amusement park going on in here. So
It's crazy.
that is crazy. So,
But that brings me to another point. And one thing that I think that, and I'm guilty of it again, because I probably have said it more than anybody, that, Celina is the next Frisco, is that it's going to take time. So if you're moving here and you're like, hey, I'm not, exactly sure what's going to go on. My company moves me around quite a bit. I'm getting relocated here, or whatever the case may be. It's not going to be a 5-year plan and you're going to be living in the middle of this big city.
yeah.
It's going to be a 20-year build out plus. So you're going to have experienced those growing pains, like you mentioned, with the construction and that sort of thing. And we've dealt with it. We feel like we've dealt with it there was a period of time where we didn't really have to deal with it. And then we live on the northwest side of Frisco. And all of a sudden now with PGA and Universal, we're just constantly in construction traffic, which is a whole other thing. And that's what you're going to experience with Celina. So it's going to take some time, but overall, the vision of Celina is very nice, very good.
Yes.
The schools, for the most part, are really good. It's been in the press lately.
Yeah, do your due diligence on your schools for sure.
Yeah, it's been in but for all the wrong reasons, not having to do with the quality of education, but just some of the
bad apples,
that they're weeding out, whatever the case may be. But innocent until proven guilty, allegedly. But but like I said, I don't know. I think Celina is going to be a kind of this big small town, big master plan communities. And to me, that is very attractive from a real estate standpoint, from just a consumer standpoint. It checks off a lot of the boxes. Location wise, yes, you mentioned that it's out there a little bit. And yeah, of course, it's out there. That's where all the growth is, right? That's if you want to get ahead of the growth and get your best bang for your buck, you're going to have to go out, and anticipate.
Yeah, you're closer to Oklahoma than you are to Austin, right there.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, it's definitely a nice, smaller, like I said, sleepy town, I think. But it's not as far away as you think.
Yeah.
And that's the main point. If Frisco and Plano are going to be the next big, downtown kind of area for jobs and that sort of thing, you're 20 minutes away. And just think of that 10 years from now, what that's going to bring. After Celina, you got Gunter, you got all sorts of places, Sherman blowing up. So Celina is actually kind of right smack in the middle. You can go either direction.
Yeah. We go out to Celina though. They have some great restaurants out there. So we'll go out, go eat out there, and it feels nice. Like everybody's friendly and stuff when we go in there. So I do like that small town feel that it has, definitely, which is very different from Frisco. Frisco used to have that small town feel, but absolutely doesn't anymore.
So it's a loss. So
yeah.
Is Celina the next Frisco? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. But I think at the end of the day, Celina is going to create its own identity. And I'm really looking forward to it because, like I said, I think it's very underrated as far as it checks off a lot of the boxes that our clients that we're getting calls on every single day. Celina is a big part of that. And I think that it's going to continue to produce great communities and great lifestyle for our clients. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, if you love a builder, they're out there. They have every builder building out there. So if there's a specific one you love, you can definitely find a house out there.
So there you have it. There's Celina, Texas, and why it is not the next Frisco. Again, this is day 3 of our 90-day challenge. So definitely hit the subscribe button and that bell so you're alerted every time we do a video, which will be every day for the next several. Let us know in the comments below if you like this sort of impromptu kind of casual conversational style. And tomorrow we will be doing another model home for you guys. And so until the next time, I'm Andy.
And I'm Patrice.
Take care.